This is my presentation on the phylum Porifera, which contains sponges. So first, there are some characteristics that all sponges share, such as ostia, and they are all filter feeders, which means they get the minerals they need through the water currents carrying them. And they all do not have any tissues or organs, and all of the sponges are sessile, which means they do not move and they are attached to a surface of some sort. Some classes of sponges are the Hexactinellida, and what's special about them is they have spicules, which are like the skeleton of the sponge, consisting of 6 rays intersecting at right angles. So it kind of looks like a toy jack. And then the Calcarea, what's special about that, it has spicules consisting of calcium carbonate. And then we have the Demospongia, which has spicules consisting of the protein spongin, the mineral silica, or both. And in the bottom left corner, you can see a picture of the Hexactinellida. Then in the middle is the Calcarea, and then on the right is the Demospongia. Some of the cells in sponges, the main ones at least, are the spicules, which act as the skeleton of the sponge, pinacocytes, which can help with water circulation, and they are thin, flat cells lining the outer surface of the sponge. There are porocytes, which regulate water circulation through body wall. Mesohyl, which is used for secretion, transport, storing food, and reproduction. Also, there are choanocytes, which line the inner chamber, and they have flagellas, and they form a collar-like ring in the sponge, and they create water currents. Some of the body forms of sponges are Ascon, which is the one on the very left. It is the simplest one of the 3, and it's small, simple forms with a tube-shaped body. The next one is Cycon, which is in the middle, and it's the medium complexity, and it's tube-shaped with a series of canals for water. Then the Leucon, which is the most complex out of the 3, the one on the very right. It has the most complex, it's the most complex with an increase in body size than the rest of them, and it has excurrent canals on it. Sponge reproduction. Sponges can reproduce asexually by fragmentation, where a piece of the sponge breaks off and then grows into another sponge. Budding, where as you can see in the picture there, a bud grows on the sponge and then eventually breaks off and becomes an adult sponge. And gemmules. For sexual reproduction, fertilization can occur in the water by sperm and the egg coming together. And one sponge will release the egg, one sponge will release the sperm, and they will come together and fertilize each other. But occasionally, there are very few species that release already fertilized eggs in the water. There are some threats to sponges. Some threats to them are humans that destroy them, sewage discharge, storm water runoff, and global warming. Those are all things that are known that are destroying sponges right now. And that is my presentation on sponges.